Now, without a doubt, there is one major aspect that a lot of fans out there really enjoyed about Star Wars Legends material, which was the continuation of the Skywalker family, the Skywalker tree, if you will, that actually expanded beyond the character of Ben Skywalker. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, this is the one thing that Disney sort of lacked. We saw somewhat of a continuation of the Skywalkers per se. We got to see, Kylo Ren / Ben Solo being somewhat based off of, of course, Jason Solo in Star Wars Legends, who eventually becomes, Darth Caedus. We have actually seen that as a great example in Legends material, and how there are similarities to Ben Solo in the official Star Wars Disney canon. However, now we have, of course, George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni really all working together as a team to really deliver as much authentic material as possible to really give the fans exactly what they want to see, either at home on Disney Plus or, of course, in the other expanded universe material, be it comics, books, novels, video games, and so on and so forth. Now, one exciting thing about this new EU, this new universe, if you will, is that there are major plans to continue the Skywalker saga in different ways. And a lot of this is going to take place on Disney Plus in the form of live action and animation, as well as in the forms of books, novels, and comics. So that's one thing to look forward to. The other thing is that they are going to expand the Skywalker family tree, properly speaking. Now, some of you out there may very well disagree with this new approach by George, Jon, and Dave, but I, however, think it's a fantastic idea. It's reminiscent of what they did in Star Wars Legends back in the 1990s and the early 2000s. Now, with that being said, with the Skywalker saga over, both Disney and Lucasfilm have been developing their new Star Wars universe, as well as the new Star Wars trilogy of films that will introduce a brand new mythology to Star Wars fans around the world. Now, it's explained that as of right now, both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are developing multiple techniques to reunite the Star Wars fandom around the world. It's explained, however, that George Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni are all working together as a team in an attempt to keep the Skywalkers relevant. For a number of weeks now, George Lucas has been making some final touches to a brand new Skywalker that will be introduced in the Disney canon that will be heavily based on a new Star Wars Legends character in the Star Wars franchise coming back into canon. It's described that initially George Lucas was going to call the new Skywalker Zane Skywalker in this new Star Wars universe. However, since Lucas has been in the talks with Favreau, and Jon Favreau made the suggestion to actually name the new Skywalker as Cade Skywalker, based heavily off of the Star Wars Legends character, and to bring the character back into full canon by Disney. So let me go over this for a couple of seconds here real quick. Let's stop right here for a second. Is that initially we talked about how they were actually all set to call this new Skywalker Zane Skywalker, and how he was going to be somewhat based off of Cade. Now what they're doing is that they're actually calling this new Skywalker Cade Skywalker, and making him even all the more based off of the Star Wars Legends version of the character. However, there is a bit of a twist to this that some fans out there may not be all that appreciative of, alright? So, it's noted that, of course, beyond all of this, that Favreau and Filoni will be designing the character for his introduction in the new Star Wars universe. However, Cade Skywalker is going to resemble his Star Wars Legends self in the new mythology, but his origin will be reset in the new universe for overall this new Star Wars canon. It's noted that Garrett Hedlund from Tron Legacy is in the hiring process to portraying this new Skywalker in live-action form on Disney Plus, and is described to be a descendant of Rey Skywalker. So if you guys have been out of the loop, we talked about this, I would say about a week and a half ago, give or take, that Garrett Hedlund is in the talks and in the hiring process of portraying a live-action version of this new Cade Skywalker character on Disney Plus. Now, if you go ahead and check out Garrett Hedlund, alright, I don't know if you guys saw Tron Legacy, it's a Disney movie, so it makes sense as to why he would be a part of Disney, I could see that. Seems like that Disney loves to interact and get other actors that have been affiliated with them before in the past onto Star Wars. That seems to be their new trend now, So Garrett Hedlund, if you look at him, He's got that Skywalker-esque look. You know, it almost looks like in some photos he can appear like a grown-up version of Jake Lloyd at times. Just saying, it's out there. You can kind of see how he's got that Skywalker-ish look to him. So I can see as to why they have interest in him becoming Cade in these new Star Wars projects. Now, Favreau, Filoni, and Lucas are indeed developing ways to make Rey Skywalker an actual Skywalker by making Ben Solo's spirit a part of her, and that Cade will be born in a similar yet different aspect like Shmi Skywalker gave birth to Anakin, an immaculate conception with a twist, if you will, where in this scenario, Disney plans to have Ben Solo's spirit play a role in the development of Cade Skywalker. So once again, here we go. We have Disney kind of retconning the very end of Episode 9 by essentially making Ben Solo's spirit playing a vital role in the conception of this new Skywalker Cade. So, once again, we can see that Disney is getting more accurate, I guess, in a sense of bringing the Skywalker family tree back into the equation here. They're trying to at least do something a little bit different here, not full-on copying Star Wars Legends, which I guess makes it original, but at the same exact time, I think you're going to have hardcore fans out there that are really not going to like this idea of Cade being connected to Rey, and I understand that. You know, mind you, in Legends, you know, Cade is a descendant of Ben Skywalker, which was Luke Skywalker's son. There was a big gap in generations. You know, you had characters like Nat Skywalker and Cole Skywalker. Cole, by the way, was the father of Cade in Star Wars Legends. So there was a lot of other Skywalkers in Legends, and there were others that we really didn't learn all that much about. And Disney really wants to explore that in this new canon. So furthermore, Rey is actually set to have twins in this new universe, where the other Skywalker is still dubbed as Kira Skywalker, which is based off of Rey's original name, inspired by director J.J. Abrams, and of course will be based off of Jaina Solo's character from Star Wars Legends, as far as appearance goes. Now, Lucas is very excited to continue the Skywalker family tree in this new mythology, and that this new Skywalker will first be unveiled in a series of comics that is set to debut in early 2022 before he is actually formed into live-action material on Disney Plus for a brand new Star Wars TV series that will take place between 5 to 20 years after Episode 9. So that's a very long time after the events of the Skywalker saga's end, per se. Now, Garrett Hedlund is said to have great interest to join the Skywalker family and the Star Wars world, and is excited to work with Disney once again. He is also in the talks to work on the third Tron film, which is set to also star Jared Leto in the new Tron movie. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tron, but there is going to be a third Tron film. It's currently in the works. Jared Leto is said to be a brand new villain in this new Tron movie, so keep an eye open for that. Garrett is also in the talks for that project. Hopefully he'll sign on, because I think that Tron Legacy was a fantastic movie. Now, finally, of course, the new Skywalker is set to have a series of new powers and will be considered far stronger than Anakin and even Rey in this new mythology, where George wants to make the new Skywalker as iconic as can be in order to make the fans connect with this brand new Skywalker character in the Star Wars universe. Garrett Hedlund is said to have yet another meeting with Lucasfilm sometime during mid-November of this year to discuss further details on the new series and character. So it almost is like we have this divide between George, John, and Dave, and Kathleen Kennedy, Brie Larson, and Leslie Hedlund. Because you have their version of who the most powerful Jedi is going to be. That's the character of Maeve. That's set to be portrayed by Brie. And then you got George, John, and Dave working on Cade. That is going to be by far the strongest Skywalker and the strongest Jedi, if you will. This is obviously going to release way after Leslie's show, and I can see what they're doing here. It's almost like that they're giving Kathleen Kennedy the shot to make the strongest character ever on the only project that she's working on, and then George, John, and Dave are going to step in real quick and say, nope, Cade is going to be the strongest Jedi to have ever lived. So that's going to be a very interesting turn of events in the next couple of years. It's going to be very interesting to see if Leslie's show will even continue. But with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.